Hello and welcome to Uncle Jam's Cooking School, keeping cooking simple. So today we're going to make my famous pancakes. Now these are famous in my family and I make them for all my nieces and nephews. They're really easy to make, they only take a few ingredients and they'll score you some serious brownie points. So here's what you're going to need. We're going to need some self-raising flour, milk, an egg, some baking powder, cinnamon, vanilla essence, a whisk and something to mix it in. I'm going to use a measuring jug because it's easy to pour from. And a mug. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is crack your egg into a separate container. This is just to avoid any shell getting into the mix. Now put this to one side and measure out half a mug of self-raising flour. Now in my videos I like to keep cooking simple, which is why I measure out all of my ingredients using a mug, because everyone has a mug in their kitchen. Okay, now get your half a mug of self-raising flour and pour it into your container. Now measure out half a mug of milk. Now I'm using oat milk, but you can use any milk that you've got in your fridge. It all works the same. Then pour everything into the mix. Now whisk until it's smooth. Now you're going to need to whisk this for a couple of minutes. What you're looking for is a nice thick batter. So really something that is the consistency of, say, custard. Nice and thick, but so it holds its texture enough so when it hits the pan it just spreads nicely and keeps its shape. Now remember, if your mix gets too thin or too thick, you can always add a little bit more milk to thin it out or a little bit more flour to thicken it up. Now, these are the only ingredients you need to make pancakes. However, if you want to make my famous pancakes, then the next thing you do is add 1 level teaspoon of baking powder. Now, self-raising flour already has raising agents like baking powder in it, but in some recipes you can add extra baking powder just to give it that little rise, just to make them lift a bit more. Then, add 1 cap of vanilla essence and a healthy dash of cinnamon, and then mix it all together. Alright, we've got our mix, let's go make some pancakes. Okay, so when it comes to cooking your pancakes, just make sure your pan is nice and hot when you start pouring your pancakes. This way, the pancakes will start cooking as soon as they hit the pan. Okay, so to make sure that the pan is nice and hot, let's pour a little tester pancake first. This is just to make sure that the pancake cooks properly, otherwise it might come out a little bit pale. Now, as you can see, when we pour the pancake, it drops and it turns into this perfect circle. It holds its shape nicely, and what we're looking for is these bubbles to start appearing on the top of the pancake. Now, as soon as these bubbles start popping, just like there, the pancake's ready to be flipped. So you get underneath it and just flip it over. The pancake should rise nicely in the middle, and you should have this nice golden brown colour on top. Leave it on the other side for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then pop it to one side. If you want to check it's done, you can just flip it over, and as you can see it's got this golden brown on the other side as well. Right, we're ready to do some full pancakes. Now I like to do nice big pancakes, so pour into the middle of the pan, and again it will spread, but it should hold its shape. And what we're looking out for is those bubbles to start appearing, and as you can see they start appearing all over. We wait for them to start appearing in the middle, and when they start popping quite regularly, get underneath it and flip it over. There we go, get underneath, flip that over. Nice rise on the pancake there. Leave it for about 15 or 20 seconds. And again, if you want to check it's done on the other side, you can just get underneath it, flip it over. It should be nice and golden brown on the other side. Great, now pop it on your plate and serve it up. And there you go, Uncle Jam's famous pancakes. Now, I like to have mine with a bit of yogurt, some fruit, and some honey. Or if you prefer, you can always have a bit of squirty cream. And there you go, Uncle Jam's famous pancakes. Now, if you enjoyed this recipe and it was easy to follow, then like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for another recipe from Uncle Jam's cooking school.